Hey, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a tomato and egg soup recipe. Now the good thing about this recipe is that it is popular among our home of the Chindian couple, and the reason is because it has no meat. This is a revised tomato and egg soup. It does not have pork. It is just a strictly vegetarian, although if you do eat egg, it does have eggs in it. So it is not completely vegetarian, but it is almost there.
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian, yeah.
Okay.
So what you need are 6 simple ingredients. Everything goes well with cilantro. Can you hear me? Babu's sous chef is in the background. You need 3 tomatoes. I only put 2 right here because one I have already cut. You need 3 eggs that we scrambled. And then the secret ingredient is the pickled radishes. And you get this at the Chinese store. It's about 30 cents, maybe 40 cents each. It's called pickled radish shredded original flavor. There's different flavor. There's mild and really spicy. This Chinese grocery store only had this one, so I got it. Anyway, vegetarian. Onions, everything you need to caramelize. And potatoes for heft in there because otherwise it won't be filling.
Did you use special type of potatoes or do you use any potatoes?
I just use any potatoes. We had these, so that's the ones I used. Golden potatoes are the ones I like that I put to flavor it. This is the mushroom bouillon, granulated mushroom bouillon. Just regular iodized salt and black pepper. All right, so I'm here at my stove and I have a big wok that I put on high heat, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of oil in it, probably 2 tablespoons or 1.5 tablespoons of oil, and then I'm gonna let this heat up. Next ingredient I'm gonna add, now that the oil has heated, is gonna be diced onions. And you wanna caramelize the onions, and this will create a bit of smoke. So in some Chinese households, you turn on the fan, but that will make the video very loud, so I'm gonna hold off. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, I did dress up today a little bit because my husband, cancer doctor, felt like he wasn't having the lifestyle of a cancer doctor, and so here I am dressing like a cancer doctor's wife.
It caused an argument almost to get her dressed up.
Are you dressed up like a cancer doctor's husband?
Don't be nervous. I know, camera can make you nervous. Don't be nervous.
So it's browning right now. I'm gonna turn the heat on low. So now my husband's gonna chop the potatoes and the tomatoes. The tomatoes, you wanna half it and then half it again, so they're like orange slices. You also wanna cut the potatoes into thin slices so that it heats well. So you wanna add about 1.5 liters of water. I've already put that in there. So I just poured in the water. Now I'm gonna turn the heat back on high. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the potatoes. What you're hearing is sous chef in the background. My husband just cut about 1 bowl or about 3 cups of yellow golden potatoes. Now you wanna heat the potatoes for at least 10 minutes because it takes a while to soften it. So I put it on high heat and I'm gonna close it with a lid. So it's been 10 minutes and I've been boiling the potatoes and it's ready. So at this point in time, I'm gonna add the tomatoes. And I had my husband cut these in big chunks, like orange slices, because you don't want them to dissolve. Now my husband did cut it a little bit big. I feel like if it were me, I would cut it a little bit smaller orange slices. He's giving me a look right now. He's entering the video. He's about to make a comment, but not so funny because it's on video.
You can never be perfect with these Chinese women.
But why do Indian men just want Chinese women?
They trap us! It's a trap! To all those people out there, it's a trap! Stay away, beware.
When we first met, he tried to get me drunk so I would like him more. It worked out. Honey, what was the alcohol that you used to try to get me drunk?
Honey?
I just added the tomatoes and this is what it currently looks like. My heat is currently on medium, but I'm about to turn it on high a little bit. And I'm gonna add some secret ingredients, which aren't so secret anymore. So now I have the tomatoes, the potatoes, and the caramelized onions in a water bath, I'm gonna add in about 1 tablespoon of this mushroom bouillon. And I just eyeball it with my hands, but about 1 tablespoon is enough.
So what is mushroom bouillon?
So you know how there's chicken bouillon that is like chicken flavoring? Well, this one's vegetarian styled, so you use mushrooms to create this flavor. And it is very aromatic, and you add it to everything, and it tastes so much better. You also want to add about 1 tablespoon of salt, and I just liberally add pepper. This is basically salt to taste, so there's no actual serving size. We like it a little bit spicier in this household, so I just liberally added it. The next thing I want to add is this pickled radish, and this is the true flavoring of this. It has a lot of salt content, which is why you didn't want to go crazy with the salt in there. So I just use one small packet, and it's about 100 grams or 3.5 ounces. So I just added the pickled radish, and let me show you what it looks like in here. You see the little, it's swimming in there. Those are the pickled radish. And you continue this on high heat. Next, we're going to be adding the eggs. And the reason the eggs go in last is because the more you cook the eggs, the more they dissolve into the soup, and you don't taste little chunks of eggs, which are really good. So now this has been cooking for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take a little taste. Pretty good, pretty good. So this is just about salty enough. And now I'm going to scramble my eggs. Alright, so now it has come to a rolling boil, and the scrambled or the beaten eggs that my husband just did, I'm about to add it in slowly. I mentioned that was the last ingredient, but it's actually not the very last ingredient. The very last ingredient is actually cilantro, which we sprinkle on top. So now I'm going to be adding the eggs. So now I've just added the eggs. It's floured in here and it's beautiful looking. You don't want to stir at this point. If you stir it, you're going to break up the eggs, it's going to dissolve, and you really won't taste any egg pieces. So this is almost done now. Again, you don't want to stir it. I'm just making sure the tomatoes have gone in. And at this point, you turn it off, and then you want to get the cilantro, which I've pre-cut, and I'm going to add it in. So now you want to lightly sprinkle the cilantro on top. You never want to cook cilantro. You want to basically drizzle it on top as a garnish, because if you cook it, the flavoring's gone. So I just put some rice at the bottom and covered it with a layer of tomato egg soup, and I'm about to eat it with chopsticks. It's amazing. Let me now have a little bit of the broth. So good. This is my first Chinese recipe on this channel, but I'll definitely be doing more after tasting how good this is. So this is a very light soup, and it's not hearty like clam chowder or anything, and it definitely piques my taste buds because I really like clear broth soup, and this is one of them. And there you have it, egg tomato soup, vegetarian style, Chindian friendly. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and please subscribe, and if you like it, please hit the like button. Alright, until next time, bye!